everyone, in today's video I'll show you how to propagate Monstera plants. There are two methods of propagation using soil and water. In this video I'll be focusing on water propagation method. I'll also discuss the type of soil that is best to use as well as how to transplant the cuttings into soil once the roots have grown. I would like to mention that I started this process back in July and planted the cuttings just a week ago. So let's get started. And before making Monstera cuttings, it is important to understand the different parts of the plant so that we can make the right cuttings. Monstera plants have leaves, petioles, stems, nodes where the roots grow, and aerial roots. They are generally brown colored, long roots that help the plant to climb on the other trees in their natural habitat. So if you want to get a good Monstera cutting, it is important to know where to cut it from. I'm here to help you with that, and here you can see I'm just gonna cut below the node like this, and here is my one cutting ready. I'll show you again. This is aerial root, and here the hard bumpy part is called node, and I'm just gonna cut below the node. Here you can see now I'm gonna cut right here like this, and here's my another cutting ready, and here I'm gonna cut one more stem. So here is another cutting. And to ensure successful propagation, I would suggest try to get at least one aerial root and a node. However, if that's not possible, then getting a node or two will be sufficient. Roots will grow from these nodes and your cuttings will be successful. And once the cuttings are ready, the next step is to place them in a vase, glass or jar filled with water. It is essential to select a jar with a wide mouth to facilitate easy rooting of the cuttings. If the jar's mouth is narrow, you might encounter difficulties while changing the water, and once the cuttings root, they even tend to get stuck in the jar's mouth. So please be prepared, get a wide mouth jar, or you can use a simple glass to propagate your cuttings. Like here you can see I'm placing this cutting in this glass. And to propagate these cuttings successfully, it is important to submerge the node area in the water and change the water once a week. You can expect the roots to form within 2 to 3 weeks. Place these cuttings in bright spot away from direct sun. Generally, it takes 2 to 3 weeks to develop roots. Here you can see after 3 weeks, the roots have grown pretty well. And using a clear jar allows you to see through what is happening with the roots. So always remember, in order to ensure the healthy growth of your cuttings, it is important to change the water and clean the jar once a week. By doing this, you can avoid any bacterial or fungal issues. After roughly 10 weeks, I noticed that almost all of my cuttings have grown roots except for one. However, this is perfectly normal or okay, as one or two cuttings may rot. But if you take care of a few things like changing water on time, placing the cuttings in a bright location, then your cuttings will definitely root, not rot. For successful propagation of Monstera cuttings, you need to use a well-draining potting mix that retains the right amount of moisture. So here you can see I'm gonna be using 1 part of coco coir to hold moisture, 1 part of succulent mix, 1 part of orchid bark, 1 part of vermiculite, some worm castings for nutrition, and at last I'm gonna be using 2 spoonful of horticulture charcoal to encourage beneficial microbial activity in the soil, and these soil amendments help in oxygenating the soil, make it more porous, retain moisture, which is essential for Monstera cuttings as they transition from water to soil. And here you can see my rooted cuttings are ready to be transplanted in the soil. And let me bring it close to the camera. You can see the roots are looking wide, beautiful and long, which is a good sign, means the cuttings are healthy and ready for the shift. And you can see here I am taking a 6 inches container. It has good drainage. It came with a saucer. And the reason I chose this pot is that it is about 2 inches larger in diameter than the root balls of the cuttings, as they are about 4 to 5 inches long. And now I'm gonna fill in the bottom with a layer of potting mix and gonna place the cutting in the center like this to ensure the roots are spread evenly. And now gonna add more potting mix around the cuttings and just gonna gently press it down to eliminate any air pockets. And here with the help of a twist tie, I'm gonna tie these 2 stems together as they are flapping over, or you can use any stick to support these Monstera plants. As you can see, it has been stable now. I'm gonna be watering it thoroughly, which means I would allow the excess water to come out from the drainage holes. Now I'm gonna transplant the other cuttings as well in this soil. Here you can see this stem looks little bit yellow, so what I'm gonna do is that I'm just gonna cut it off. If you see any damaged root at this point of time, any black root, just trim them off and the whole repotting process is going to be same. I'm just placing this cutting in the middle. And here is my last cutting, and I'm going to be placing it in a small 4-inch nursery container as the roots are not very thick or wide. You can see here I'm using a wooden support as the cutting was flapping over to make it stand tall. I'm gonna give it the support it needs right now. And here is a point to remember that you can use a coco coir stick or wooden plank or moss board. gonna use a cover pot for this small, tiny, cute Monstera plant. Here you can see I've got 5 new Monstera plants, and after repotting, it is important to place these potted Monsteras in a bright location. Keep the soil consistently moist for a couple of days before coming back to the normal watering schedule. Take care of these few things, and I'm sure your Monstera will thrive in your home. And you can also share these cuttings with your friends and families. And if you really find this video helpful, give it a like, share and subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions, you can ask them in comments. And thank you so much for watching my videos. Until next time, stay happy and happy planting.